It's policy.
No, it's not.
Oh, well,
it
is. The government defended it initially.
Arnab, the problem is, no, it's not. Arnab, the problem is, you tend to become judge, jury, and prosecutor all in one because you're the anchor. Let me make it clear. When I am at the Congress saying that the Congress is not saying what you are saying it is saying, then what do? You are paraphrasing the Congress stand, which neither the Prime Minister, nor the Finance Minister, nor the Congress... Now, please don't interrupt me for at least a minute. Arnab, please.
Mr. Salve tells you...
Congress stand or the government stand cannot be. Number one, let me just speak, Arnab. I only wish Mr. Salve had come 5 minutes earlier when I made exactly the same tripartite distinction which he has made. It is not the Congress or the government case that the same policy, for example, Mr. Raja could be, of course we are not saying he is, could be criminally liable because he applied a policy in a manner which raises several doubts, allegedly. The cutoff date, the timing. But is it the same thing, Arnab, please, is it the same thing, Arnab, as saying that the non-auction of spectrum from 95 to 2008, Mr. Raja did this in 2008, the non-auction was a wrong policy which caused the government of India
you don't accept.
That's the point. The same thing. And we are never suggesting. If we were suggesting that there was no Mr. Raja culpability,
let me ask you.
Defending Mr. Raja.
Dr. Singhvi, allow me.
Defending himself. We would have been defending Mr. Kalmadi.
Dr. Singhvi, allow me.
Defending himself.
Dr. Singhvi, allow me.
Individual culpability.
Allow me,
but
Dr.
You are paraphrasing it as something.
No, Dr. Singhvi, I am.
Let me tell you, Arnab.
Dr. Singhvi.
Without all this, if you have this kind of accountability, you may have cases where the BJP is self-contradictory, saying on the one hand, Parekh is an honest officer, then why is the CBI charge-sheeting him? Why is the FIR of Hindalco, which I entirely agree and I've said earlier on television many times, such a weak document?
Sir, I am asking
because
you
a more accountability that everything is criminal.
Dr. Singhvi, allow me now. No, that the BJP will answer. Dr. Singhvi, why on 2 successive days do the Prime Minister and the Foreign Finance Minister feel the need to emphasize the distinction between a wrong policy and a malafide policy? That's question 1. Question 2, allow me please. Does the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister feel that the premier investigating agency in the country with all the professionals heading it don't know this ABC distinction between what is malafide and what is not? Question number 3. Question number 3. No, what's it? Question number 3. Why should this not be seen in the context of the centre coming in for increasing scrutiny on its policy decisions on 2G and coal? Ravi Shankar Prasad raises his hand. He rebuts. I come back to you after that. Ravi Shankar Prasad.
Can I answer and then you can...
No, Mr. Prasad wanted to come in before I ask the question.
Or no, I am a little surprised today. Should I accept the contention of Abhishek Manu Singhvi, or should I disbelieve the repeated contention of Kapil Sibal, Manish Tiwari, Raja over the years that the policy decision is thought to be taken upon by the CAG and others? And today I see an echo of the same stand by the Prime Minister and Mr. Chidambaram. Or no, I again repeat, policy making can never be questioned. But what I said at the very outset, if you make a policy in a malafide manner to benefit a few, which Mr. Salve also stated, and you implement the policy in the most malafide, corrupt manner with extraneous consideration and in the most improper manner. This is the question. No one is saying that the way, and I being a member of JPC, now our dissenting report is in public domain. There is irrefutable evidence of complicity of Mr. Chidambaram along with Mr. Raja, inaction of the Prime Minister, but that is a separate chapter altogether. I again come to my main point. There is a context in which this observation is being made, because there is scrutiny of the PMO and the Prime Minister in the coal block, in the 2G, and that of Mr. Chidambaram.
No. You think so as well? Do you apart from series of Mr. Salve, you think so? Mr. Salve, do you agree with Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad that I'm coming back to you, Dr. You think so? You think that the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister are making the point as a defensive strategy vis-a-vis 2G and coal?
Arnab, I must tell you, I'm a little concerned also about the way the CBI has been going about this. On the one hand, you have the Raja charges. But believe me, when you read the second charge sheet they filed relating to Pramod Mahajan, I don't know whether it's a tit-for-tat charge sheet or whether they really have a case against Pramod Mahajan. Now, the other Hindalco charge, there are a host of charge sheets about the manner in which, completely arbitrary manner in which coal allocations are being made. I perfectly understand those. But then you pick up one where Parakh day one told Hindalco, if you want a joint venture, I can consider, I can't give you a block. Hindalco initially said no, then went back and said, very well, we agree to a joint venture. Parakh recommended, the PMO processed it 3 times over, sent it. There is nothing you found really wrong. And you've gone and registered a charge sheet. So I don't know which way the CBI is going, and the working of the CBI is a bit of a question mark. I equally share what Ravi Shankar Prasad is saying about the way they have gone about the IB officers and the encounters in Gujarat. So, you know, the CBI is working also is a bit of a question mark. So I don't believe that the CBI is off. But yes, if I wish the PM and the finance minister had earlier and now drawn the lines clear, and we can have clarity on this issue as to look, these are the areas to be investigated. And quite frankly, what happens is, if you are investigating a decision taken, I remember somebody said, investigate why Mr. Vajpayee, his government brought the NTP 99. Now, whoever suggested that it was brought into favor of you, across the board it was applied. Nobody has ever questioned it. So what happens is, when you're sort of getting into this retaliatory mode, and then when you're on the firing line, you get up and go and make this statement, then eyebrows are bound to be raised.
Dr.
This
Singhvi,
is what the issue which we have been trying to raise from day one.
No, Dr. Singhvi, finally the Prime Minister says it's not appropriate for a police agency to sit in judgment over policy formulation. But isn't that the role of the judiciary? It was the Supreme Court, Dr. Singhvi, which found the awarding of 122 licenses as flawed and illegal. It was the judiciary and not the agencies who are the final arbiters.
I have been repeatedly hearing this sentence, that a mala fide policy. Who is suggesting that a mala fide policy is not subject to scrutiny, and especially by the courts? First of all, we are not even talking of judicial scrutiny. Judicial scrutiny and judicial review is vast. We are talking about CBI scrutiny or CAG scrutiny or Election Commission scrutiny or scrutiny of that kind. Now that's the first point. Please don't think that these bodies can scrutinize policy which is policy. They can scrutinize policy which is made as a special favor to somebody. I am saying so myself. Nobody is suggesting otherwise. Secondly, I think it's laughable, completely laughable to suggest that the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister, who are invited to the Founders' Day function of CBI, and certainly I don't anticipate that the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister of the BJP is going to be invited for a function of Founders' Day. In 2013, with the UPA government, the Prime Minister and Finance Minister are invited, and they are invited by the CBI. They don't go there uninvited. And if they are not entitled to make statements upfront with robustness, I don't think anybody can question their right to make the statement. Number 3, intrinsically, what is wrong with the statement? They have made something very clearly. These are not policy decisions, are not to be questioned. Now, if somebody reads that purely for political purposes as a threat, it is laughable. In today's world, if anything, people believe that the CBI is so completely independent that it can go and even file a charge sheet in the Parakh case, where BJP itself is suggesting that they had very little material. So where is the, and they are now trying to suggest that they should go right up to the PMO. So where is the question of setting the CBI in a public function?
Dr. Singhvi, one sec. Dr. Singhvi, nobody questions the right to make the statement. The only question is the context in which the statement is being made. I'd like to thank you, Dr. Singhvi, Harish Salve and Ravi Shankar Prasad, for joining me on debate number 1.
Can I just half a second?
Yes.
Now can I have half a second?
Yes.
Arnav, we have debated it ad nauseum, and let me ask a question for your viewers on Times Now. But for assertive media, your channel included, opposition and intervention by the court, should we dispute none of these massive scams would have been allowed to be investigated? Be it 2G, be it Colgate.
That's not the issue at all. The issue is CBI scrutiny.
Is eloquent testimony.
It's not media scrutiny.
Eloquent testimony about the context in which the statement was made.
Well, many of the cases which the CBI follows have been broken by the media. Thank you very much for that. For joining me on debate number 1 tonight. Thank you.